Princess Ziala stood at the edge of the Earth's orbit, staring at the small blue planet through the window of her royal cruiser. Her heart pounded. She had only minutes left before the trackers found her, born into the powerful Karelian Empire. Ziala was used to attention, luxury, and rules. Too many rules? One of those rules said she must marry warlord Vrax of the Nargathi Dominion to secure peace between their people. Vrax was twice her age, cruel, and known for destroying planets. Peace with him meant the end of her freedom, but Karelian law had one loophole. If she married someone else before her royal wedding, the political bond with Vrax would be broken. The deal would be void. She needed a husband. Now, begin landing sequence, she told her AI assistant. Somewhere crowded, somewhere random. The ship dipped into Earth's atmosphere, scanning cities. It chose New York City, loud, full of people, and full of possibilities. On Earth, Noah Carter was on his lunch break. A simple man with a simple life. He worked as an engineer at a small robotics company. He liked coffee, comic books, and quiet days. That afternoon, he was sitting on a bench in Central Park, eating a burrito, when the sky flashed. A silver ship floated silently above the trees. Everyone around stared, phones up, mouths open, then a beam of light shot down. In the middle of the park, a tall alien woman appeared, wearing a glowing white gown with strange markings. Her skin shimmered light blue, and her eyes glowed like stars. People screamed. Some ran. Noah just blinked. The woman walked straight toward him. "You," she said, pointing at Noah. "What is your name?" "Noah Carter," he said slowly, still holding his burrito. "I am Princess Ziala of the Karelian Empire. I need your help," she said. "Okay." He replied, "I need to marry you." "Right now," Noah coughed. "I think I misheard you." Ziala pulled out a glowing device. "This is a binding orb. You place your hand here, I place mine. It is a legal marriage contract across 11 star systems. It will save my life. And possibly yours." People around them were filming everything. Some clapped. Some shouted for security. "You're serious?" Noah asked. "I am very serious. If I do not marry within the next 5 minutes, I will be forced into a political bond with a warlord who will destroy worlds." "Right, okay, makes total sense," he muttered, standing up. He looked into her eyes. She looked desperate, but also brave. "Sure, let's get married." They pressed their hands to the orb. It glowed bright white, then let out a chime. "Marriage registered," the orb said in a smooth, robotic voice. "By ancient law, this bond is permanent unless dissolved by death or royal decree." Noah blinked. "Wait, what now?" Ziala smiled for the first time. "You've saved me. And maybe the galaxy." Before Noah could ask any questions, the beam of light shot down again. In a flash, they vanished. Noah woke up on a royal spaceship. Everything was metallic and glowing. Smooth walls, floating orbs, and alien technology buzzed all around him. Ziala stood beside him, now in what looked like a royal combat suit. Where am I?" he asked. "You are on the Starlight Arrow, my personal vessel. We are currently fleeing through the outer rings of Earth system." Cool. I just got married to a space princess." She nodded. "And you are now Consort Noah Carter of the Karelian Empire." He sat up. "Do I get a badge or something?" She tilted her head. "No, but you will be treated with respect as my official partner." Noah rubbed his eyes. "Okay, I need coffee." Later, over a steaming mug of something that tasted a lot like hot chocolate, Noah learned more. The marriage was real. It was binding. And it had serious consequences. By Karelian law, attacking a royal spouse was equal to attacking the empire itself. That meant Warlord Vrax couldn't harm Ziala without starting a full-scale war. "Why me?" Noah asked. "Why not someone else?" "I scanned the crowd for someone unattached, of acceptable biological structure, and legally capable of marriage," she said. "You were also calm. That was rare." Noah shrugged. "Guess I just roll with things." She smiled again, softer this time. "I appreciate that." But the mood didn't stay light for long. A loud alarm rang through the ship. Red lights flashed. "Enemy vessel approaching," the AI voice said. "Nargathi class, weapons hot." Zeala's smile vanished. They found us. She stood up and gave orders quickly in her native tongue. The ship moved fast, dodging beams of light and energy blasts. Noah held onto a rail as the ship shook. Should I be doing something? He asked. Stay here. You are the most valuable asset on this ship now. That's concerning, he muttered. The ship escaped, but barely. After hours of tense silence, the crew confirmed they had entered stealth mode and lost the enemy. Zeala met Noah in the viewing room. Stars glowed outside the window. I'm sorry your life has changed so suddenly, she said. Honestly, it was kind of boring before, he admitted. Robots and coffee. Now it's space and royal assassins, she laughed. You're handling this well? Noah looked at her carefully. So, what now? We're really married? Yes, for now. For now. If the Senate accepts the marriage, it will stay. If they challenge it, we'll need to fight. Politically, maybe more. Noah sighed. Well, I guess I'm in it now. She looked at him with a mix of gratitude and sadness. You didn't have to help me, but you did, he gave a small smile. Hey, if I'm going to risk my life for someone, at least she's a badass alien princess? Zeala grinned. And you are far more useful than I expected. Gee, thanks. They stood together, two strangers now bound by law, racing through the stars, and far behind them a warlord roared with rage. Noah Carter never thought his honeymoon would involve hiding on a warship, running from alien assassins, and drinking glowing blue juice that smelled like engine oil. But here he was, flying through space beside an alien princess he had married. By accident, Princess Zeala walked beside him through the halls of the Starlight Arrow. The ship was huge, shaped like a long blade and full of silent soldiers, advanced machines and bright lights. The crew treated Zeala with deep respect, and now they also bowed to Noah. Do they really think I'm important? Noah whispered to her. You are my legal consort, she said. Corellians take marriage seriously. As my husband, you are now considered royal. But I was just eating a burrito, he muttered. Zeala looked confused. What is a burrito? I'll make you one someday, Noah promised. They entered the command deck. The large screen showed star charts, blinking dots, and warning lights. Zeala's top advisor, Commander Threx, stood at attention. We've detected a spy signal, Threx said. Someone on this ship sent a message to the Nargathi. Zeala frowned. We were careful. No one should have known where we were. Vrax must have planted someone on board, Threx replied. Someone who wants you dead, or him married to you. Noah swallowed hard. So, we're trapped on a ship with a traitor? Yes, Zeala said. But they don't know we're onto them. Later, in her private quarters, Zeala sat across from Noah. The room was peaceful, with glowing walls and soft music that sounded like wind in the trees. This marriage started as a way out, she said. But now it's more than that. If we stay together, it could protect both of us. You mean we pretend to be a real couple? Noah asked. She nodded. For now. It is the only way to keep the Empire from doubting me and to keep Vrax from acting. Noah looked at her seriously. All right, I'm in. Let's play the part. But you should know, I've never been in space drama school. She raised an eyebrow. Drama school? Never mind. The next few days were strange. Noah had to attend royal meetings, wave at camera drones, and learn how to eat alien food with three-pronged forks. But he was quick, and his human charm started winning over the crew. Even Commander Threx, who hated outsiders, admitted Noah was unexpectedly useful. One night, during a formal dinner on the observation deck, a bomb exploded near the engines. The ship shook violently. Alarms blared. Smoke filled the air. Noah was thrown across the room. Soldiers pulled him to safety as fire control robots put out the flames. Zeala rushed to the engine room. There she found a small device, alien tech, not Corellian. It was sabotage, Threx confirmed. Planted by someone with Nargathi clearance? Zeala's jaw tightened. I want every officer scanned, every signal tracked. Back in their quarters, Noah nursed a bruised arm. So, we're under attack. In a flying blade ship, being hunted by your almost husband, while your own people might be working against you. Yes, Ziala said calmly. I miss burritos. Noah sighed. She smiled. You joke in danger. It's unusual. It's a human thing. Helps us think. He looked at her closely. Do you trust your crew? She was quiet for a moment. I trust very few in the Empire. Power means enemies. Many would rather see me fail than stop Vrax. Noah nodded. Then maybe we don't need to think like Corellians. Maybe we think like humans. She raised an eyebrow. And how do humans think? He grinned, messy, fast, unpredictable. The next morning, Noah asked for access to the ship's garbage logs. Why? Threx asked, annoyed. Because spies make mistakes. Even alien ones, Noah said. Hours later, he found something strange. A used wrapper, not Corellian, hidden behind a vent. It matched Nargothy supply patterns. Someone had been smuggling snacks. That small clue led them to a junior officer, named Varric. When cornered, he tried to run, but Noah tripped him with a tool cart. Human tactic, he said proudly, under interrogation. Varric admitted to sending location data to Vrax in exchange for promises of wealth and power. I was going to be part of the new order, he sneered. She married a human, a joke. The Empire is finished. Ziala stood over him. No, the Empire is just beginning. With the traitor caught, the ship became safer. Morale improved. Some officers even started calling Noah Consort Bladewalker. After the day he helped fix a stabilizer, Noah didn't understand half of what they said, but he liked being useful. One evening, Ziala invited him to the observation room. Outside the window, a beautiful ringed planet glowed in soft colors. This is Corellian tradition, she said. When two people survive an attack together, they share a silence under the stars. So they sat, quietly, looking at the swirling lights. After a while, Noah spoke. Do you think this marriage could ever be real? Ziala looked at him carefully. I don't know, you're not what I expected. But that might be a good thing, Noah smiled. Well, I make a mean burrito. She laughed, a real joyful sound. Then perhaps there is hope. Far away, in the cold dark of space, Warlord Vrax slammed his fist onto his war table. You failed to stop them? He roared at a hologram of his spy master. She's bonded to the human. Corellian law protects him. Law means nothing if no one enforces it, Vrax growled. Send the message to the Senate. That marriage is illegal. I demand blood. Back on the Starlight Arrow, Ziala received a message from the Galactic Senate. The Dominion has filed a protest, Threx said. They are calling the marriage fake. They want a trial before the council. Ziala's face hardened. Then we go to the capital. We will fight this the legal way. Noah looked worried. And if they don't believe us? She looked at him. Then they will believe our actions, together. He nodded slowly. All right, time to be royal for real. And so, the human and the alien princess prepared for the next battle, not with weapons, but with truth, courage, and the power of the strangest marriage in the galaxy. The royal cruiser Starlight Arrow arrived at the Corellian core, the capital space station that floated like a jewel above a golden planet. The station was massive, larger than any Earth city, with hundreds of ships docking every hour and diplomats from dozens of alien species walking its glowing halls. Inside, the Galactic Senate prepared for a special hearing. It wasn't every day that a princess from the Corellian Empire married a random human from Earth, and it wasn't every day that a warlord like Vrax challenged it. Noah Carter stood in front of a tall mirror in a royal dressing room. He was wearing his official Corellian consort robes, silver and black, with a glowing sash and a badge that meant bonded mate. He stared at his reflection. I look like a space waiter, he muttered. Behind him, Ziala smiled slightly. She was dressed in royal armor with gold threads and the crest of her house on her chest. You look like a leader, she said. Today we both must speak with strength, Noah exhaled. Right, strength, got it. Talk clearly, don't panic, don't accidentally declare war. She stepped closer. And remember, just be yourself. That's how you've gotten this far. Because I'm a weirdo who says things no alien understands? Yes, she said with a soft smile. And because that makes you different and brave. The Senate Hall was a massive circular chamber with a dome that showed a moving view of the stars above. Hundreds of seats were filled with representatives from across the galaxy, long-necked Aruthians, glowing-eyed Lorens, tree-like Centauri, and many more. At the center was a raised platform with two stands, one for Ziala and Noah, the other for Vrax and his people. As they stepped forward, the hall became silent. Noah tried not to look nervous. He failed. Ziala spoke first. I am Princess Ziala of House Virene, heir to the Corellian Empire. I come to defend my legal and true marriage, bonded by ancient Corellian law and recognized by imperial code. Murmurs ran through the Senate, then Vrax stepped forward. He was large, armored, and full of rage. His voice boomed through the chamber. This marriage is a joke. He yelled, a trick to escape duty. She married a human. A soft, clueless creature from a weak world. Noah raised a hand awkwardly. Hey, I can hear you. Laughter spread through the hall. Some senators smiled. This human, Vrax continued, has no royal blood, no rank, no understanding of our laws. Their bond is a lie. I demand it be broken. The chief senator, a wise old Centauri named Ishka, raised her hand. Very well. We will hear arguments. Princess Ziala, present your case. Ziala spoke calmly and with pride. She explained the Corellian law that allowed her to marry anyone she chose to cancel an arranged union. She showed proof, the bond orb, the marriage record, and the emergency broadcast that confirmed her choice. We may be different, she said, looking at Noah, but he stood with me. When others betrayed me, when assassins attacked, when the stars turned against me. Many senators nodded. Then it was Noah's turn. He stepped forward, cleared his throat, and looked out at the hundreds of aliens watching. I'm Noah Carter. I'm from Earth. I used to fix machines and eat burritos. I didn't plan to get married, especially not to a space princess. But when she asked for help, I said yes. Because that's what humans do. We help. Some of the younger senators leaned forward, listening closely. I might not know your laws. I might not have royal blood. But I care. I care about her. I care about peace. And I won't let someone like Vrax use her like a prize to be claimed. He paused. Humans are strange. We don't always follow logic. We ask questions, we break rules, but sometimes that's what the galaxy needs. The hall was silent. Then whispers. Then quiet clapping. Vrax growled. This is nonsense. You are letting emotion cloud law? Law, Ziala replied coldly, is not a weapon, it is a shield. And my marriage is legal, whether you like it or not. Ishka, the chief senator, stood. We will now vote. Each senator pressed a glowing button. Red for illegal. Green for legal. The chamber lights dimmed. A few moments passed. Then the results lit up the dome. 71% voted in favor. The marriage was valid. Ziala and Noah stood tall as the decision was announced. Vrax's face twisted with rage. This is not over, he spat. You protect him with law. But law cannot stop fire. He stormed out, followed by his guards. Later, back in their private quarters, Ziala sat beside Noah. You were incredible, she said softly. I was terrified, Noah admitted. I almost forgot my name, she laughed. Still, you spoke with heart, and the Senate listened. Noah looked at her. So what now? Are we still pretending? Ziala looked away for a moment, then back at him. I don't know, but I do know this. You are no longer just part of my plan. You are part of my life, he smiled. Then I guess we'll figure it out together. They sat in silence again, looking out at the stars. Far away, aboard his warship, Warlord Vrax smashed a table in half. If the Senate won't break them, he growled, I will. He turned to his generals. Prepare the fleet. We end this by force. The war began 3 days after the Senate's decision. Warlord Vrax did not wait. He sent his ships, giant black war cruisers with sharp wings and red engines, straight toward Corellian space. His goal was simple: destroy the royal family, crush the laws that protected the human, and take Princess Ziala as his prize on the capital space station. Alarms rang across the halls. In the command center, Princess Ziala stood in full armor. Her long coat swayed as she gave orders. Activate all royal ships. Send warnings to the border colonies. And prepare the Starlight Arrow. We go to war. Beside her stood Noah Carter, still in royal robes, but now with a small blaster on. His belt? I guess the honeymoon's officially over, he said. Ziala looked at him. You don't have to come. You're not a soldier. I wasn't a husband either, Noah said, until I became one. I'm staying. The Starlight Arrow led the royal fleet into deep space. The stars ahead were filled with danger. Vraxes. Ships blocked the main travel lanes, waiting for the princes. Inside the war room, holograms showed enemy ships moving into formation. The enemy fleet was bigger, stronger, more than double the size of Ziala's. We're outgunned, said Commander Threx. Vrax has planned this well, Ziala nodded. He believes numbers win battles, but heart wins wars. Noah leaned. Over the table, we need something unexpected. Something human, Threx rolled his eyes. Please, no more burrito metaphors. Noah grinned. No, this time I mean strategy. In secret, Noah and Ziala prepared a new plan. Ziala would lead the main fleet and draw Vrax's forces into a trap. Meanwhile, Noah, with a small team, would sneak behind enemy lines in a stealth ship. Their goal, reach Vrax's flagship and disable his command systems. If Vrax was taken out, the rest of his fleet might retreat. It was dangerous, risky, maybe even foolish, which meant it was perfect. Hours later, the great space battle began. Corellian. Cruisers fired glowing energy beams. Vrax's ships answered with red plasma bolts. The stars lit up with explosions and chaos. On the front lines, Ziala's ship weaved between enemy fire. She gave commands quickly, saving lives and pushing forward. At the same time, Noah's stealth ship, the Wisp, flew through asteroid fields and energy storms. With him were 2 Corellian pilots and a quiet robot named Zin, who made coffee and sarcastic comments. Why am I always with the humans during suicide missions? Zin asked. Because we make things interesting, Noah replied. Back on the battlefield, Vrax sat on his command throne aboard the Bloodhowl, his massive flagship. He laughed as Corellian ships fell. Soon, he said, her fleet will break, and I will take what is mine. Then an alarm rang. Unauthorized ship approaching from behind, shouted his officer. What? No one can flank us. Vrax roared, but the Wisp had already docked on the lower deck. Noah and his team jumped out. They ran through metal halls, avoiding guards, using stun grenades and quick thinking. Noah didn't shoot like a soldier, but he was fast, clever, and lucky. They reached the control core, a glowing sphere inside a room full of machines. Zen hacked the system. Give me 3 minutes. We don't have 3, Noah said. Footsteps echoed behind them. Blasters fired. The team ducked. Zin! Noah yelled, working faster than ever in my entire life. The robot snapped. With a final spark, the system shut down. Across the enemy fleet, screens went black. Command lines failed. Ships lost communication. Vrax stood in shock. What is happening? His officers panicked. They've taken the command core. No, Vrax snarled. It's him, the human. Ziala saw the shift in battle. The enemy fleet slowed. Some ships pulled back. Others stopped firing. She took the chance. Push forward. Corellian ships moved like a sword. Within minutes, the battlefield turned, but Vrax would not give up. He sent a direct message to Ziala. You and me, he said. One ship, one fight, winner takes all. Ziala answered with one word. Accepted. A short time later, the Starlight Arrow met the Bloodhowl in open space. The rest of the fleets backed off, watching. Inside the bridge, Noah tried to stop her. You can't face him alone. I must, she said. This is royal law, a trial by battle. No one else can fight for me. Noah looked at her. Then let me stand with you. Not as a soldier, as your husband, she smiled softly. Then stand beside me. The 2 warships locked weapons. Energy cannons lit up the space between them. Shields flared. Engines roared. Inside the Starlight Arrow, Ziala and Noah fought. Like one, she gave sharp orders. He moved fast, rerouting power, fixing systems, even pulling Zin's plug once to stop an overload. On the Bloodhowl, Vrax pushed his ship forward with pure rage, but rage was not enough. Ziala outhot him. Noah outmaneuvered his attacks. They used every trick, every tactic, even ones borrowed from old Earth sci-fi movies. Finally, with a precise blast, the starlight arrow struck the enemy's reactor. The blood howl began to fall apart. Vrax escaped in a small pod, screaming in fury. But his fleet saw his defeat and began retreating. The battle was won. After the fight, the Corellian Senate declared Ziala and Noah heroes. Statues were promised. Songs were written. Zin got a medal and complained about the color, but Noah didn't care about fame. He stood with Ziala on the viewing deck, watching peaceful stars. "You saved your people," he said. "We saved them." She corrected. "Together." He looked at her. "So, are we still pretending?" She looked back at him. "No, Noah, not anymore." They kissed under the stars, not as a princess and a human, but as two hearts who chose each other, even when the galaxy said no. 3 weeks had passed since the great space battle. The galaxy was quiet again. Vrax had gone into hiding. His fleet had scattered. The Corellian Empire stood strong, and the name of Noah Carter was now known in more systems than he could pronounce, but Noah didn't feel like a hero. He just felt tired. He stood on a balcony in the royal city of Varellan, watching flying ships pass through golden skies. The palace was huge, full of lights and statues and alien smells. It was beautiful, yes, but not quite home. Not yet. Behind him, Princess. Ziala walked up quietly. "You're awake early," she said. "Did I even sleep?" Noah replied, "These royal beds are too soft. I think I miss my lumpy couch back on Earth." Ziala gave a small smile. "You could return if you want. Earth is safe again." Noah looked at her. "Is that what you want, for me to leave?" She walked to the edge of the balcony, her long royal robe trailing behind her. "I want you to be where your heart feels full," she said. "If that's Earth, I won't stop you." Noah was quiet, but, she added, "you should know something." He raised an eyebrow. "What? They want to make me empress." The announcement was made later that morning in the royal hall. Thousands gathered. Diplomats, nobles, generals, and curious aliens packed into the chamber. A tall elder of the Senate stood at the center. "Princess Ziala of House Varine," the elder said, "you are chosen by law, by war, and by the will of the stars. Do you accept the crown?" Ziala stepped forward. She looked calm, strong. "I do." The crowd cheered. A golden crown with 6 points and a glowing center was placed on her head. She was now Empress Ziala, ruler of the Corellian Empire. And Noah stood awkwardly to the side, holding a ceremonial box, trying not to sneeze from the flower dust in the air when the ceremony ended. People surrounded Ziala with questions, offers, and gifts. Noah watched from a distance, feeling like a shadow. That night, he sat alone in one of the palace gardens. Robotic birds flew overhead. The moon had rings around it. Everything was perfect, but none of it felt real. Zin the robot sat beside him, sipping oil from a mug labeled, "I told you so." "You seem troubled, human Noah." "Yeah, I guess," Noah said, leaning back. "I thought I was part of something. But now, she's Empress. I'm just a mechanic who said yes at the wrong moment." Zin's glowing eyes blinked. "You helped save an empire. You defeated a warlord. You made her smile. So maybe you're not just a mechanic anymore," Noah sighed. "What am I then?" "A mystery," Zin said, "to everyone, including yourself." Meanwhile, Ziala was in the high tower of the palace, surrounded by reports, holocalls, and political messes. Advisors argued, "The border colonies need more defense. The Aruthian trade agreement must be signed. Don't forget your marriage, Empress. It's still a scandal." Ziala finally raised her hand. "Enough." The room fell silent. "I will do all my duties, but I will not let this crown decide who I am or who I love." She walked out of the room. She found Noah still in the garden. He looked up, surprised. "You're not wearing your crown." "It's heavy," she said, sitting beside him. "So is all of this." They sat quietly for a while. The stars above twinkled like tiny ships. "I think I need to go back to Earth," Noah finally said. Ziala nodded slowly. "I thought you might say that." "I don't belong here. I mean, I like you, a lot, but this? He pointed toward the palace. This isn't me, I understand. He looked at her. Do you? She smiled. More than. You think that's why I'm coming with you? Noah blinked. Wait, what? 3 days later, a royal shuttle arrived on Earth. It landed in the middle of a quiet field outside a small town in Arizona. People stared, some ran. Some recorded everything on their phones. From the shuttle stepped Noah Carter, an empress. Ziala, wearing jeans, sunglasses, and a baseball cap. Welcome back, he said, grinning. She looked around. Is it always this dusty? Yep, you get used to it. Noah's family was shocked. His mom cried. His dad shook Ziala's hand and said, Do you eat meat? To which she replied, Only when it's cooked well. The news spread fast. Within hours, headlines read, Alien Empress moves to Earth for Olavi, but Ziala didn't care. She lived quietly with Noah in a small house. She learned to cook badly, laugh loudly, and drive very poorly. She still ruled the empire through holocalls and StarNet meetings, but now she also attended backyard barbecues and cheered. For local baseball teams, the galaxy changed slowly. Treaties were signed. Trade began with Earth. Human music became popular on alien planets, and once, just once, Ziala tried a burrito and said, This is a weapon of peace. One evening, Noah stood in their backyard, looking up at the stars. Ziala came out, holding 2 cups of tea. Thinking again? She asked. Always, he said. About going back? He shook his head. No, about staying forever, she smiled. Then maybe it's time for another ceremony. Noah turned. Like what? She pulled a small box from her pocket. Inside were 2 simple rings. Not for the Empire, she said. Not for politics, just for us. Noah took one, slid it on her finger. Then let's make it official, again. The next day, in front of a small group of humans and 1 robot holding flowers, they were married truly and freely. No grand halls. No royal thrones, just grass, sun, and love. And far beyond Earth, in the stars above, people of many species looked toward the blue planet and whispered stories about a runaway princess, about a human who said yes, about a strange love that changed an empire. And about how sometimes the smallest decisions, like marrying a stranger in a rush, can start the biggest stories in the galaxy.